Hello everyone, it's me Max23 and welcome back to the Final Fantasy XII Randomizer. And yes, it is the episode of episodes. I'm already standing near this ladder here because that's symbolic of what I want to accomplish today. We want to go to the very top, and that means today is Yiazmat time. At least attempts at Yiazmat, because Yiazmat is such a complicated case. Yiazmat is something I cannot really pinpoint. The fight could either be very, very hard, that's something I can certainly imagine, or it could be like your standard Yiazmat affair pretty much, with some like easier things going on with like randomizer related stuff, but it could practically be very easy or either very hard. I cannot really pinpoint that. There are also some things that I will talk about later that I would like to accomplish, but that's more about my pride and stuff. But yeah, you can already see I'm standing here. I did make some preparations already. I did tell you last time I would, and I did. I basically restocked everything. I already did set up gambits and equipment. I will talk about that once we are before the fight. For now, let's focus on accepting the hunt and like get the necessary like exposition for the fight. Dude, that's so gonna be interesting. Can already tell that my main party will be Vaan, Ash, and Penelo here. Those are the three I mainly want to use. If it works out, who knows? I hope it does, but we will see. Like I said, I cannot really determine if the fight is gonna be a mess or actually pretty easy. In any case, we need to go to Mont Blanc. He has the hunt for us. We did take care of every other hunt in Ivalice. We did defeat the Hellworm. And those are basically the two requirements for Yiazmat. Though the hunts you only have to do the level 7 ones for. Like only the level 7 hunts are necessary, all level 7 hunts are necessary to be defeated for Yiazmat and Hellworm. And now we should have him, right? We also get something else. Yeah, we also get, reward for Hellworm, very nice. We get Stardust Dragon Shields and, nice, 50k. We also got 13 Espers, nice. Don't Castellanos, by... Yeah, here, there we go. Yiazmat, oh ho ho. Rank 8, the only hunt that is rank 8, I like that. That makes him more special. Look at him. Okay, I can already tell that he looks like the Hellworm, but different color scheme. Oh boy, Petitioner Mont Blanc, no creature more foul walks this Ivalice Kupo. The time to vanquish this threat is come. I wait, it's blah blah blah. Yeah. Okay, we get the exposition from him. Basically, Yiazmat is the reason why Mont Blanc founded the entire clan here. He wanted to fight one clan member and one like warrior in Ivalice that is like strong enough to take this creature on. And yeah, the thing is, like there was a master once, like Mont Blanc once had a master, and like that also, like that master was like the master of all the Mughals you see throughout Ivalice, like the Moxie, the teleport guys here in Rabanastre, Gertie from the Chocobos, and Nono, I think guys called Nono from Balthia's airship. Like they are all siblings, and their master was like killed by Yiazmat, and that's like the story behind all of this. And we are to vanquish this foul beast now. Very nice. Yiazmat, the hunt begins, guys. Okay, that's also interesting because that also unlocks Omega now. Once that hunt is accepted, Omega is also unlocked. So theoretically, we could also go and take on Omega Mark 12 now. But that's for next episode. Let's get down to business. The entire hunt is basically reference, and like the name of Yiazmat is basically a reference to the initial leading director of Final Fantasy XII. Oh, please don't let me butcher this. Yatsuno Yazumi Matsuno. I think Yazumi Matsuno is his name. Hence he is called Yiazmat. Yazumi Matsuno. Like in Japanese, that's even more obvious because there he's just called Yiazmat. But yeah, that guy, that Yiazmat, that Superbot boss, is supposed to be a reference to the initial director of Final Fantasy XII, who stepped down like halfway through development because of like burnout and stuff, I think, and also left like Square as a result and stuff, and took an hiatus from like game developing and stuff. Like, very interesting story. I like that it is like a small tribute to him. I think that's very nice. Like the Mughals, of course. The Mughals, of course, being like the other developers of the game and stuff. That's pretty nice. And the master that was defeated is Matsuno. Very nice. And like then the creature itself is also a reference to him. Very good. I think if it wasn't for that, Yiazmat would have been called Shinryu. Because also the like connection to Omega makes that quite obvious, I think. And basically Yiazmat is supposed to be this Final Fantasy XII's version of Shinryu. At least, if you ask me. But they gave him a different name because tribute, which I also find to be pretty nice and interesting. But yeah, the guy, the hunt is somewhere. Let's just settle on the fact that Yiazmat is somewhere. And luckily I know where Yiazmat is. That's also a nice thing that you not to get any hint where Yiazmat is. But there's only one like fitting place for Yiazmat to be, and that's the I'm still here, interesting. And that's the Ridorana Cataract, specifically the Colosseum. Down here, the Colosseum. That's where we fight that guy. I also like that, like, Mont Blanc mentioned something like his master, like, kept the beast, like, he was fighting the beast for hours or so, which is also pretty fitting. Yiazmat is a long fight. Yiazmat is a very, very, very long fight. Yiazmat has 50 million HP, plus a little bit, but 50 million HP, which is the second highest amount in all of Final Fantasy, only topped by Arrow Knight from Lightning Returns Final Fantasy XIII, if you fight Arrow Knight in a Chaos Infusion. I think then Arrow Knight has 56 million or so, which is also very high. But for the longest time, Yiazmat was... Actually not. For a long time, Yiazmat was the Final Fantasy boss with the highest HP value. That's one of the reasons why that fight is very long and hard. On top of that, Yiazmat also becomes, of course, increasingly more difficult because he hits like certain HP thresholds. When he goes lower, he uses more devastating moves and stuff, like normal stuff we've been encountering so far. And especially once he reaches critical health, Yiazmat is absolutely crazy. That's also like a major phase of concern for me. But yeah, now let me show you what I did. I already mentioned Vaan, Ash and Penelo are my main party. Both Yiafren and Bash are supposed to be the reserve. Let's start with Penelo. Penelo's supposed to be the damage dealer here. I gave her the Muramasa. One thing compared to Hellworm with Yiazmat is Yiazmat cannot be oiled, so I do not have to rely on fire elemental weapons. And the question is, though, is Yiazmat susceptible to holy elemental damage? In the base game he is not. In the base game he absorbs holy elemental, but here I cannot be sure in the randomizer. I hope he does not absorb holy. That would be pretty bad, because I think Muramasa with the augment and then Berserk and Bravery and everything like that I can muster is the highest damage output Penelo can achieve. Once again, the good combination here with Hellworm, like a Katana and multiple improved chance of multiple hits. That's very important here. Otherwise, nothing too fancy. I gave her the best equipment for stats here, strength and magic power, which makes her pretty strong, I think. Should work out. I hope she will be able to deal a lot of damage like that. She will spend the majority of the fight berserked, I hope, at least. Yeah, and in order to make that work better, we have Ash here with the Ring of Renewal. She's supposed to be the lure character for this. Common strategy for Yiazmat. You want to have one character that lures him, while the other two characters basically try to, like, shave away his HP with, like, high combo takes, which is what Penelope's doing. But yeah, Ash has Ring of Renewal, gives her auto lure. She also has White Ropes for auto bubble, boosts her survivability, very important. Circlet is very nice because it gives nice stats and also absorbs wind. I think one thing I have mistakenly stated throughout the entirety of the randomizer is that I think I said enemy attacks and abilities have like randomized elemental properties. I think that's not the case. I think I did not randomize that. I already forgot. But I think I did not randomize the enemy abilities as elemental properties. Because in many instances, for example, the Fafnir hunt, Fafnir was using White Breath, and White Breath was still Ice Elemental, for example. I think the same applies still. I forgot about the fact that I might have not activated that. I just assumed that the elemental properties of attacks would have been random, but I don't think that's the case. So in that instant, like based on that line of thought, it is very good to have like wind elemental absorption or immunities, along with ice elemental and I think earth elemental immunities / absorptions. Because his main moves, Yiazmat's main moves comprise of like normal physical attacks. Cyclone which is the judgment equivalent of Yiazmat. Also a move that Yiazmat uses every so often with after 40 turns or so, after 40 actions. And other than that, he also has White Breath and Stone Breath, which are Ice Elemental and Earth Elemental respectively. So having wind, ice, and earth elemental absorptions or immunities could prevent a lot to damage, which is good. Because every move that Yiazmat's race is like more how to say it, more ground covered by me or so. Like the more I can focus on like dealing damage without having to like heal and stuff. That's very important. The main party does not have that much stuff going on with the immunities and stuff. I kept that for the reserve party, who is supposed to be the emergency troop if something goes wrong. But yeah, for now, Ash takes the hits, Penelope tries to deal damage, and Van also tries to deal damage while also providing some slight support. I cannot berserk him as well. I think that's a little bit too much. I still need someone who tries to heal Ash if she dies or so. So otherwise I would go with Berserk Van and Berserk Penelope and try to deal damage with those two. But Van is supposed to be secondary support with a focus on also dealing damage. He has the Renewing Morion, which gives him bubble and most importantly has the effect that restorative items are stronger. That gives him the opportunity to throw Erase Phoenix Downs, which is very good. Yiazmat definitely a fight where you want to have full reviving abilities. And Phoenix Downs are a very good way, because Phoenix Downs also have no charge time. Best way to revive your party members. And stuff like normal Phoenix Downs or Raise does not cut it anymore at that stage. Characters would just die over and over and over again. Especially towards the end, that becomes very important. That you can revive reliably and fast and without much issues and without much complications, because the fight becomes incredibly fast at that stage. So yeah, that's the idea behind Van. He has the Glimmering Ropes with Excalibur combo here with the Ice Elemental Potency and Ice Elemental Attack, very good. I also gave him the Graminas Boots because they give you a nice stat increases. Magic power is not very important though, and vitality also not all that much. Vitality is nice though because it at least prolongs the positive statuses on Van, but it's not necessary to have a high vitality here. The best thing about the Gremlin's boots probably is the immunity to ice. Very good. Like I said, ice is one of the elements you want to negate if you have the chance. But yeah, that's the main party. Penelo damage, Ash tanks, Van support, and further attacking. So the other three, Balthier, Fren, and Bash, are supposed to be the emergency troop. They have... I did try to set up the immunities, which greatly boost their defenses and survivability. Immune against wind here, immune against ice. I cannot give them earth, like that will always be an anomaly because like I don't have all that much equipment for that. I also gave all of them a Gaia head. Gaia head once again for the increased item potency. When my main party dies, I have to switch in those three, and if I can just like throw 3 Phoenix Stones, which are all like Rise Phoenix Stones on my other 3 main party members, that should be a good way to bring me back into the game. Once again, I don't want to have much complications here, just simple reviving, and that's all there is to it. I gave them the best weapons, just so in case that they get the chance to deal damage, but it's not their focus. They are supposed to revive the reserve if the main party dies, and that's supposed to be their job here. I don't want to switch them in. That if I have to switch them in, then I'm in a dangerous state, pretty much. But yeah, in case that happens, they have like many immunities here. Here, wind again, ice, Fren, also demon shield Durandal is a nice combination with the holy proficiency. Very good. And Bash also has like something on, yeah, ice. And yeah, at some point, at like some points, I had to like draw the line because I couldn't like fit in all the immunities and stuff because I simply did not have the equipment. And I still, of course, wanted to use some like equipment that does not have like 1 defense or so. I still had to have some equipment that has like good stats and stuff. But I did try to squeeze as much immunities in as I could. I think everyone at least has ice immunity here of the 3, and the main party is focused on like doing the thing. They shouldn't really die that much. I hope, at least. Okay, that's the idea. Gambits are actually pretty simple. I want to start with lowering Yiazmat's defensive values. And most importantly, exposed, because I'm gonna attack mostly with physical attacks. You can also see that all of it is pretty simple and primitive. Because like really what I want to do is just keep the party alive and attack. That's all I want to do. And yeah, I will probably burn through a lot of Phoenix Downs. And that might become a huge issue. I will also definitely need to adjust the Gambits mid-fight because I couldn't recall what all the like status effects are Yiazmat deals. For example, if he like inflicts slow, I don't need to use Remedy. I can also set up a Gambit that like the characters throw Chronos Tears instead, conserving some remedies. But yeah, I want to lower his defenses first, then I'm gonna all in and gonna go attack. If something happens, characters are gonna revive. Ash has the most complicated Gambit setup here because she is also responsible for buffing the team. Haste on herself to make everything faster, then buff Penelo with Bravery, then Van, then herself. If she runs out of MP, High Ether, and that's basically the entire thing. You can also see that I'm not really using any form of or you can see that I'm not using much healing here. And that's because a lot of characters have stuff like Curasa and Curada. And one thing I at least recall is that Storm Breath, at least, which is a move Yiazmat has, inflicts Reflect. And if I'm, like, say, down to the last bar of Yiazmat and I suddenly cast Curada and it bounces off a character, I suddenly heal Yiazmat by 60% of his max HP, which would pretty much screw me over. And I do not really want for that to happen. It already almost happened during the Hellworm fight, so I'm gonna be cautious here. I need to rely on Cura, which is not very nice. At least it hits the entire party. But Cura and Curaga are my best two healing options, which also limits my healers to Ash, Balthier, and Fren. Penelo would also have access to Curaga, but she's supposed to attack, and she's supposed to be staying in Berserk, so there's not really much I can do. My main form of healing is basically revival. And yeah, as I said, that's an issue because I don't have an unlimited stock of Phoenix Downs. I only have 99. And what I already did see when I made preparations, I already did burn through like not 50, 60. I did burn through like 60 Phoenix Downs during the Hellworm fight, which is a lot, and considering that Yiazmat does take a lot longer and has much more HP, I see myself really having to like go out of the fight and like buy new Phoenix Downs, because I cannot really heal otherwise, like reliably. I'm relying a lot on Phoenix Downs here, that's the thing. But yeah, I really would wish if I could like finish Yiazmat in one round. That's usually how I like to do it. But having now access to Rise makes my Phoenix Downs much more important, and like I need Phoenix Downs. If I run out of Phoenix Downs, I need new Phoenix Downs. And I think that will happen, so yeah, that might be something that I have to do, running out of the fight, and I quickly go away and buy new Phoenix Downs. Of course, I want to do that as few times as often, but few times as possible. But yeah, ideally I would not have to go out of the fight, but yeah, I will see how the fight evolves and stuff. If everything goes wrong, I still have Reverse with Ashe here, or Van, who casts Reverse on Ashe then, to like tank the hits. Like if everything like goes down and the fight proves to be too hard. I could also use like other status lowering techniques here, like Wither and Addle, to lower his physical and magic attacks respectively. But that's something I do not want to do. I do not want to use the offensive stat reduction techniques on him. I don't want to leave the fight ideally, and I also don't want to rely on Reverse. Those are my 3 goals. I wonder how many of them I can keep. But I try my best to like fulfill those 3. But at least the Phoenix Down one, the not leaving one down one, the not leaving the fight one, I do not really see happening, to be honest. Not at my current stats. Of course, if everything goes wrong and the fight proves to be too hard and I cannot beat it, I still have like other options. I could level up and stuff, and like try to hunt down different equipment and stuff. I did look some stuff up. Ideally I would have gotten like more renewing Morions and stuff, and like other very powerful items. But the Zodiac version is actually pretty strict with equipment. There are only very few ways to get like the let's say 3rd best kind of equipment like multiple times. I would need to go to trial mode and stuff. But those are last resorts, and like for now I want to try it and see what happens. Okay, I hope I could explain what I am on to, kind of. But yeah, you will see. I need to go into the fight and yeah, test stuff out and like see how the fight evolves and like get an understanding of what Yiazmat is capable of. Of course, a lot of stuff I already figured out by fighting Hellworm, but of course Yiazmat's still a little bit different. Has different moves and stuff, so let's just head in and see what happens. But I hope the main strategy of mine should be clear. Do you guys have to follow me? You have to, right? Let me quickly get rid of them. Also, I'm realizing that Ashe does not have like Quick Hit, which is annoying. Okay, get rid of those guys. Mage's Habit. I don't. Would have been nice if that would be something good or so. Okay, goodbye, guys. Omega Badge. That's a little teaser here. Okay, I think I can already go in without triggering the fight. I think that's okay. Look at this. There he is. Okay, now I put on the Gambits. Ashe is gonna buff. That's okay. One thing I want to do when the fight starts, or early in the fight, is to like defuse all the traps here. Because as you can see, the arena is littered with traps. And yeah, let's see how this goes. I need to figure out his elemental properties and stuff, and like figure out what statuses he can inflict on me. Maybe still get that music interesting. Oh yeah, let's go. Look at this. Once again, 50 HP bars. Each one is worth a million usually in the game. Of course, I don't know how much stuff the randomizer modifies here. In the worst case, he has twice as much HP. So you might have like 10 million, not 10 million, 100 million. I hope that's not the case. But yeah, I can. Never mind. The things do not matter. I forgot. Okay, that already looks pretty terrible because he deals... Yeah, goodbye. Okay, at least Van has the very powerful Phoenix Downs here. Okay, he also puts us to sleep, that's very bad. Oh, this is so bad, yeah. I want something... Do I want... I don't... actually, I don't really care. I think I don't need to have something against sleep right now. I think that's still okay, but oh god, that's gonna be terrible. Okay, initial impression is that Yiazmat is way too strong. Oh, I might need to rely on Wither. Damage output is high. Like, one major problem here is, I already kept mentioning that, but one major problem with like the randomizer here is I don't have as much HP as I usually have in the base game, because like I already explained that I was missing out on a lot of HP loss. I think the HP loss, if you get all of them, they give you a lot of like overall HP. Normally I would have already like broken the 9,999 HP, but I think Van is the one with the highest, and he is also not really... Oh no. I think he's also not really blocking, breaking the 9,999 HP. And as much as I can see it, this is absolutely terrible right now. I can healing is also very good with Cura. It's not healing nearly enough. Like, that's one hit, that's not gonna really cut it. But he also does combos like he's mad. Okay, that is not very good. Pinello also two-shot, yeah. Okay, I think we had enough exposure. Let's try to move on to the core strategy here. Let's see if that works out, and let's see what happens. Sheer, I do not really need sheer actually. And Pinello heals. That's so terrible. Okay, he absorbs Soul Elemental. That's absolutely terrible because my strongest form of damage output is gone now. Okay, so far this is super bad. Okay, what we do instead? I have a plan B here. Instead of using the Muramasa, I need to rely on the Yagyu Darkblade, like I did with Hellworm. But that also means she needs the black ropes now. I think everything here should be fine. Yeah. Okay, 7,000 at least, and that's... Oh god, that takes so long. Yeah, this does not look very good. I think it's also safe to say that Yiazmat has more HP. Yeah, this is not really good. This is absolutely terrible, to be precise. Okay, that's not really gonna work. You can forget Cura, I just need to rely on Phoenix Downs, but I so need to leave the fight and need to, like... I need, like, 50 rounds or so to finish him. That's not really gonna work here. Oh, that is good at least. 19, 20k almost. Very good. But now she dies because... Ash died. Okay, this is kind of working, not really optimally, but kind of. Penelo definitely either needs critical or full HP. One thing I'm not seeing so far is him using Reflect on us. Or inflicting Reflect on us, that's pretty good. Okay, first Cyclone coming in, we will figure out what that elemental property is. If I'm unlucky, my entire team dies. Okay, Ash absorbs, that's pretty good. Penelo survive. What are I need to look at this. Not Gambit's equipment. Okay, Ash had the absorption. Okay, that works. It is still wind elemental. That's okay. You also absorb, but you took. Cyclone is thunder elemental. I think Cyclone is thunder elemental. Because Penelo still took damage. But she did not die. Okay, a Cyclone is thunder elemental, that's very good to know. Anything here? No. Okay, I need to keep that in mind. Okay, Penelo's doing a great job right now, I like that. Okay, Penelo dead, not Penelo, Ash. Okay, now Penelo dead. How many Phoenix Stones did I already spend? 80, okay, 82, 87. Okay, major issue right now is that he deals too much damage. And that he inflicts sleep. I think those are the big things that are kind of screwing me over right now. And there we go, Reflect. Okay, okay, he can also, yeah, okay, Reflect. That's the work of Stone Breath. Also, sorry if I really do not commentate very well right now, because I really need to observe the fight here right now and get an impression of what the fight is basically all about. Now this first phase basically is working out okay-ish, which I think in the long run is not going to be good enough. Okay, stop and okay, Stone Breath also has all that stuff going on, okay. But I also get the impression that the primarily using Revival as a means to heal could also work out pretty well. Okay, right now I'm still hesitating with the thing using Wither and stuff. I might need to use that when the fight escalates into lower HP values. And sleep is definitely the nastiest thing here. Okay, let me do this. Because I don't want to burn through that many remedies. Where do we have Princess Kiss? Ally Annie? Because that's the most annoying thing that happens most of the time here. The other stuff also happens, sure, with stop and stuff, what I just saw there, but that seems to be rarer. I might adjust throughout the fight, because, like I said, Yiazmat also changes tactics throughout the fight. So, it might be necessary to adjust the statuses I'm gonna prioritize on and stuff. Let's try it like this. Kira is not gonna cut it. I think Kiraga might actually cut it. Kiraga might actually be my way of healing here. I also have a different idea. If this turns out to be too difficult or so, I could swap the roles of Ash and Penelo, because Penelo can also equip the Ring of Renewal and get auto lure that way. So I could reverse their their roles, basically. And Penelo also has access to Kiraga, so if that turns out to be like the better way of healing, like maintaining her HP and stuff, I could also do that. It actually might be better. But yeah, for now let's focus on this. That's actually kind of unnecessary here. Okay, like I said, it is kind of working. It is kind of working. Okay, nice, Penelo has critical health again. That's very good. Look at Penelo go. That's the damage output I need. Bite Breath, that's something... Okay, no. Bite Breath also inflicts blind. That could also be bad. Oh yeah, blind also persists through death. That's also super annoying. Need to look at the Phoenix Stones again. 71 already. Okay, yeah, okay. That's okay. That's the thing I'm gonna settle on for now. I will need to leave the fight and like re-enter and like buy new stuff and stock up on items and stuff. Okay, Cyclone also inflicts set. Very interesting. Also, guy with his combos is super annoying. Oh, let me try something else. Also, something I wanted to try. I want to see how much an X potion heals. Yeah, that also is instant death still. Nice. That's a move that Yiazmat uses when like characters go too far away. He will use that instant kill move. Okay, Penelo's in the good zone again. That's good. So I want to see how much he's dead. 2,000 something. That's also not very good. Look at Penelo go. Okay, she is like she's doing a great job. Immune. That's very good. Okay, both are down. That's not very good. I also hated that the characters need to move like to the location where the corpse basically is lying. I don't like that. It would be much more practical if they didn't have to do that. Like with Hellworm, in case it wasn't obvious by now. No, that's not very good. In case it wasn't obvious by now, I also want to like make it so that the characters are aligned in a triangle, basically. Also, it's time for my reserve characters to step in. Okay, that's something I should also cure via a different item, I think. Where do we have eye drops? Eye drops. Eye drops. Like that's the stuff I meant that I still needed to figure out. Yeah, because blind persists, I need to cure that. I could use remedies, but I don't want to waste remedies, so instead I'm gonna use eye drops here. Any eye drops. Can also do that, that's also fine. Also, one thing I need to consider is how leaving the fight even works. Because like normally what enemies do, like when you leave the area or so, like they recover all of their HP. That's not the case with the Yiazmat. The developers didn't want to make it so that... Okay, Kira, let's get an impression of Kira. Okay, Kira is actually pretty good. That's good. Good is good, guys. Also Balthier deals good damage with his physical attacks. That's good. Might this even be superior? I don't know, really. Balthier does really deal good damage. Oh. He also has all the good immunities here. Huh. You know what? I guess we switch to Balthier instead of Van. I think that actually might be better. Balthier also able to break the quad 9 threshold. That would also be good. You can also hear that's important. I think we're gonna try this. But he's only allowed to heal Ash, that's the thing. I might need to do that manually, but... let's stick to this. But I need to change his equipment. He's definitely getting the Morion now, because that's better. He needs the survivability that Bubble gives him. Ring shield is okay with the also halves damage. Nice, nice, nice. You also get the Maximilian. Oh, do you get that because... Can you get something for... Slow haste? Half damage wind. Anything that, like, reduces earth damage or so? No. Okay, I think you keep the Grand Armor, but... No, you cannot equip the Germina's boots. I think we need to... Okay, good defensive values, I think that's okay. I think that's actually okay. Can someone else get... You could get... No, you cannot get the Grand Armor, but Bash can. I think that's better, yeah. What do you get instead? Let me quickly think about it. Shielded armor would be funny. Actually, one thing I forgot. Immunity against... I need immunity against thunder. I figured out that Cyclone is thunder. There's something that protects weak wind, half damage thunder, yeah. Shielded armor. I could equip shielded armor. Half damage thunder. What was that? Absorb. Half damage thunder. Absorb. That could work actually. We have something with better combo rate or so. I don't really think so, but I guess it's better than nothing. You don't need the winged boots then. I think that should be fine. But we have something else that... Immune Thunder, there you go. Okay, that should work. Ice, something against ice would be still nice. Half damage ice is already... Yeah, okay. I think we can stick to this. Van gets the guy ahead instead. Okay, and Bash friend still needs an armor. Glimmering ropes? I think glimmering ropes is okay. Or lordly ropes could also absorb. Yeah, I think HP. I think HP might be good. Okay, let's try it like this. Dude, I would really prefer a game that like specifically tells you to like have a character and then like use use something on a specific character with so and so much HP. That would be pretty good. Okay, the healing is not really working out. That's a small problem here. That was pretty much wasted, okay. Cyclone coming in again, okay. Both here should be immune. Ash is gonna absorb that. Pinello probably dies again. Oh, never mind, okay. But yeah, okay, turned out as expected. Also, I think Ash should no longer use Phoenix Stones because her Phoenix Stones are not really strong enough. Well, that's not good, but Remedy coming in, okay. Well, Thea also has Reflect now, perfect. That's very bad. Did I just... Oh no, okay, I just gave him Bravery. Did I even dispel his statuses? I think I didn't. Pinello, could you please quickly cast something? Do you have Erase? No, you also don't have Dispel, right? No, quickly need to use a mode here. Yeah. Okay, forgot that she will not revive both here then. I'm not really happy with that party lineup. I don't know. Why did you attack? Attack Ash, please. She has Lura. This is such a revival back and forth. That's basically what this fight is. Reviving, dying, reviving, dying, reviving. Yeah, the thing is, it kind of works. It kind of works. It could work better, I think, but like in general, it is actually working out okay-ish. Also, I think I can screw Kiraga. I don't think that's really needed.
I can't.
What did deal 100 damage there? That was pretty weird. Oh, he takes recoil damage like we take from different enemies because we have some augments there, of course. Nice combo, Ash. Okay, how much, once again? 54. 54, 44. The pace is also kind of alrightish, that is also a thing. But overall not really super satisfying, I must say. That's actually okay. Van doing some good damage on the sidelines, very nice. Okay, and goodbye. Phoenix down, please go. Yeah, Van is good. Cyclone is okay, I think. Once again, I want to see what happens to Fainaru here. And she actually did it only hit Van? I think it might only have hit Van. Oh nice, Fainaru's back in the good zone. Look at that, that's so good. Ah, I like it. I think it's safe to quickly heal Ash, or at least try it. That's not gonna be fast enough, right? Nope. Yeah, Kirada also has such a long animation, that's so annoying. When I have Fainaru in critical health, that's so much better. Like, that's the damage output I really want to see. I also like the thing that the Yagyu Dark Blade, even in the randomizer, is the Bane of Yiazmat. I think that's pretty nice. Oh, I forgot to... Oh, that's not good. I forgot to revive my reserve. Okay, next one. We get a Phoenix down here or so? Yeah, thank you. Oh yeah, still not absorbing holy elemental damage. What do I give to her then? Morningstar. Something one-handed would be good. Let's see. I could give her the Great Trango. I guess we settle on Stoneblade, that's okay. Anything better here? Immune, no. Wind damage, half wind damage. That's not really needed, right? But you already have Absorb Fire, so yeah, might as well take that one, I think. Yeah, okay. I can switch Fran out, that's okay. I'll see back in the game. Yeah, very interesting fight so far, I must say. Very interesting fight so far. I think I figured out the major nuisances here with the statuses and stuff. I just need to optimize the strategy, that's the thing. Oh nice, Pinot in the good range again. There are a couple of things that make this fight harder. I think the major thing is that I do not really have like a good distribution of the necessary buffs here. Like I only have like I don't have one character that has decoy and reverse, for example. Not that I want to use reverse though, but that's something, for example, I don't have. I also only have like one character who can use bravery and one character who can use faith respectively. That's also a problem, because if I could like make it so that those that I could split up the work here, that would also make matters a lot easier. I also don't have very good healing options. Like what I need is one character that has like both lure and like a good method of healing, but I don't really have that. That's something I'm very missing right now. How many Phoenix Stones do we have? Once again, need to check that. 24. But then the fight does not even have really started. That's a thing. Okay, Ash should be healed again. Okay, that's good. That's very nice. That's very, very nice. Oh, Death Strike, thank you. Boom. Go, Penelope, go. It's your time. Like, one good way of feeding I would have are elixirs, actually. But those are also limited. Like, one thing I would really need are elixirs. Oh, come on. Don't do that to me now. Like, that's also something that sometimes happens with Yiazmat. He goes into this Death Strike frenzy. Like, that's something that happens occasionally. Nice one. I think what I have to do is I need to leave the fight. I really need to leave the fight soonish, and then I need to refine my strategy based on what I've discovered so far. Okay, we can switch both here back in. Okay, damage output really not the best. I was gonna say, am I out of Phoenix Downs? Not right now, but how many do I have left? 9, okay. I think it's about time that I leave. If I could though. Okay, let's quickly... Oh, okay, Penelope's dead. Never mind. Okay, I need to leave. Not sleep. Not sleep, not sleep. Can't even leave here. Okay, let's go. Cyclone, does that... Yeah, okay, that does even still go through. Interesting. The good thing is Ash is gonna survive. But yeah, I'm out of Phoenix Downs, I need to leave. Okay, now I'm not sure how Yiazmat behaves. Actually, let me pause. I did read there are, or at least I think there are some myths about Yiazmat here if you leave the fight. One thing I did hear about a lot when I first did this fight was that you are not allowed to leave him in Regent state because then he heals or so. But I think that just happens in general. If you leave the fight, Yiazmat is slowly gonna recover. I think that's actually something that happens. And depending on how long you take to get back into the fight, he's either fully healed or so, which is of course something you don't want to happen. So you need to be fast with your like re-preparations and stuff, I think. But I'm not sure how exactly that works. I'm not sure if I like can spend time in the menu, for example, or like if that also like depends on like on how many zones you go away or so. Like I'm not really sure about the detailed mechanics there. But the fact is that he heals up slowly but surely. So you do not want to leave him too often. Ideally, what I said, ideally you would like to like finish him in one go, which is also the way I usually like to handle him. There are also some other downsides at leaving the fight, because when I re-enter the fight he will have all of his buffs back, and I also need to use expose on him again and stuff. But I need my stuff back. First and foremost, Phoenix Downs. Yeah, I think so far we did shave away 20% of its health. That is okay-ish, I would say. I think under normal conditions that would have been more. Definitely, especially at this point, I think. But I'm actually kind of happy with the progress we have been making so far. Actually, let me quickly buy more teleport stones as well. I get the feeling that was not the last time I had to leave the fight. Teleport stones here. Yeah, I'm also thinking about how I want to handle things. I think I'm gonna end the episode actually. I think I'm gonna use this episode as like giving you a first impression of Yiazmat. And then next time we will continue where we did left off here. And that way I would also have the opportunity to refine my strategy a little bit, because I know what's going on now. Like one thing I need to do, I need to like ideally I would like to optimize my tank character. Like Ash is dying too frequently, I don't like that. And I think it's also important that I like to that I try to hit more of the crucial immunities here and absorptions. First and foremost, I think most importantly is ice resistance and absorption. I think that would be very beneficial actually. And then also something against sleep would be of course pretty good. Because that's what his normal attacks do inflict. That's very annoying. I might also want to switch the role between Penelo and Ash. That Ash is the attacker and Penelo is the like tanker, the tank. Yeah, that's something I will think about off screen. I'm gonna end the episode here. I hope I could give you a nice impression of Yiazmat so far. The fight is actually pretty hard. That's something I must say. We haven't even seen how the fight escalates yet. I think we didn't even hit like any threshold yet. I think it's always in like 20% HP intervals. I think the fight changes. Like he uses Cyclone more often and like has different probabilities for using certain attacks and stuff. I think that's how the fight goes. And also, I think when he reaches like the critical HP, he also doubles his level, and he's absolutely crazy. And like one-shots you with like 12 hit combos or so. If he hadn't like one-shotted you with the first hit and stuff. But yeah, I will revise everything, and I will tell you about that next time. And next time we will hopefully fully beat Yiazmat and like bring him down. Like the initial plan was to do all of this like in this one episode, but like that's pretty fitting right now. I think that's also for the better, because like I said, I need time to like look into stuff here again, and I think that's the perfect opportunity. So in that regard, thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed the episode, and as always, take care and goodbye. And I'm not gonna leave the menu here because I'm not sure how his health recovery does work. So yeah, see you next time.